Coach, I know that this is a second straight tie for you, another shootout result, and I know you weren't maybe the most thrilled with having to have a shootout to kind of try and decide things, a ceremonial one, if you will. But what do you kind of take away from this weekend, another tie tonight?
Well, we did a lot of good things. Like I said to their coach there after, I said the one area we kind of messed up on is if we're going to split in a shootout, they should have won last night at home and we should have won tonight at home, and then everyone goes home happy, right? But, we had our chances, and I like the way we played. Again, I don't know what we finished, but I thought tonight especially was a different game. I thought we held the puck better, created more offensive opportunities. I thought we checked and skated better than last night, but that's the way it goes, right? That's a big, heavy team over there. And you go through 2 games of tied hockey, off it. It could have went either way for either team, but it's a lot of things we can pull from it as we try to get ready for our CCHA opponent next weekend.
That's what it's all about, right? 8 rounds. I mean, the crowd, which was amazing tonight, going at it, just enjoying it.
Well, I said at the end of the day, I was really hoping Blakey was going to score. Like, the place was going nuts. And what was great is I was talking to Kurt after the game, and he said to me, because he knows probably how I am a little bit. He's like, "Hey, I need you to take a breath here." He said, "I've been coaching here for however many years," and he said, "I've never seen the rink in my 7 years like that. Like that electric, that filled, the crowd, the students, the energy, the show." He goes he said it's phenomenal. He said, I've never in all my time here seen that type of environment in this rink. So it's something we want to continue to build off of. We're thankful and grateful. I wish we would have delivered a win instead of a tie, but I think it was an entertaining game. I thought our guys played hard and played with passion and purpose, and we just came up with a tie hockey game, and that happens.
Defensively, though, you guys really set the tone in the first period. 8 block shots alone in that first period. Mm-hmm. Just how impressed were you with that aspect starting out this game?
Yeah, that's you have to eat pucks to win them too, right? Like shot volume, block pucks. You try to stay in the right spots, and maybe there's nothing worse if you got to block a puck 20 feet away. That's more likely that might hit an area that you don't want to get hit without padding, right? But we have a courageous team, and like I said, it was from the net out both games. I thought Colmore played really well last night. I thought Jacob Simon played really well tonight. Off it, and that's it.
Coach, 4 games against Big Ten opponents, 0 losses. What does that mean for the program moving forward?
Yeah, it's great. It's for Bowling Green in a whole. When I came in last year, our whole goal was to continue to see improvement week in and week out. For our guys, and deliver like even last year, the seniors an opportunity to play as long as they could, and for them, they won the first round of the playoffs last year, so we got to deliver them something that they hadn't had, in their 3 years. And this year's group, we've had some opportunities to beat Ohio State, and sweep some opponents on the road, like just some different things. And I like the way we're trajecting as a program, but we also know it's very difficult. We don't take it for granted. And I'm lucky because I get to come to the rink every day, to a school that I play for, that I'm passionate for, my alma mater. I have a great staff, and I got great players to work with, and they come hungry. And our one thing we've challenged our group is our seniors are like the sand in an hourglass. There's not a lot of sand left, right, for those seniors. So our job is to slow that sand down so we can help them play as long as they can. And we owe that always to that senior group leaving is trying to extend their college careers, and that's who we're playing for right now.
It was an exciting game tonight, a lot of chances both ways. Mm-hmm. What were your thoughts on puck management from your team's aspect?
Yeah, pretty good. I didn't think we held the line well on entries, but I thought for the most part we were, they're going to get opportunities, right? So when we had them, any breakdowns, I thought Jacob was solid in net. We had some really good clears, and we're going to panic and throw pucks up the middle, and they're going to get second, third chances, just like we did. But I don't know, what it finished, but like when you came out in the first, we held them 13-4. shots on net. That's pretty solid, pretty even in the second. Often then, 15-10 in the third. I thought we elevated and had some good looks, and then overtime 9-1. Like, I don't know if we touched the puck for 9 seconds last night in the overtime. Like it was one where we just chased it. Tonight we had it the whole time pretty much. Off it. So it was a positive to see our guys possess the puck, play a little bit more connect on the 3-on-3, and we just didn't score it. Those, and we had our chances, and it showed. How many shootouts did we go? 8? Is that what you said? 8 or 9? 8. Kudos to both goalies. They did well.
Just too, I noticed, especially with this on the power play with Higgins, like moving in, pinching up real high, and then going up and again to the line. So just like, how do you teach that, or like, what was the aspect going into that, just on the defensive side?
On power, sorry.
So Higgins, he kept going low, and then he'd end up going high. Just how do you teach that, and like the aspect of, that as a coach?
Well, you have to be creative. You have to let them have flexibility with inside of it. You got to have structure inside of it. Ty Higgins is an elite hockey player, off it. And, what I think impresses me most about him is his, obviously his, that's just my reminder. I go to bed. It's 9:25. It's a 20-minute reminder for 9:45, and then I don't get any more text messages. But what he's really good at is that I don't think we give him enough credit is just play without the puck. Because we brought him in as an offensive guy, Quebec Major League Junior, leading defenseman, all this. But you watch him defend, and he leans on guys, he plays hard, and his creativity and stick offensively is there. So I think a lot of his innate ability is why we recruited him, and then we got to let him play.
Big chance, too, having St. Tom's here. Just what mindset do you want going into that, and just kind of your mentality moving forward?
Yeah, it's just another weekend. For us, it's we know how good they are. I can't tell you much about them because I haven't dove into them. Too much. Obviously, they're winning a lot of hockey games. They're good. They're big. They're strong. They're fast, and they're top of the CCHA. So if we want to have any opportunity to compete for that, then we got to be ready to play this Friday because that's a good hockey club coming. I know that.
4 weekends left in the season. Like he said, 4 games against Big Ten teams, no losses. How are you pleased with where the team is right now, getting to the tail end of the season?
Yeah. Would you be pleased? Do you like where we're playing? Yeah, it's good. I think we're trajecting the right way, right? And that's the key is how do you. We lost that game to Lake State. We got right back in the win column. So what you don't want to do is have, those 2-3 in a row because it's such a you lose 3 games in a row. That's 2 weekends pretty much, right? That's hard. It's hard mentally. It's hard for practice. There's a lot. So I've liked our guys. We've came back since the break. We lost the 1 game I think to Lake State. Is that it? Maybe 1-0 and we didn't score, right? So I don't think it was anything maybe that they did. They played a good hockey game and won. I'm not taking anything away, but we got to score goals too, right? So, I like the way we're playing, and as long as we keep moving in the right direction, that's all I ask. And we're not going to play a perfect game. No, nobody is. But again, what I like is our effort, third periods. If you look at what we've done in third period hockey, we've won a lot of games and came back in a game. So the never quit mindset and mentality's been really good.
50 shots tonight. You've mentioned before about the importance of just getting volume out there with the shots. When you get 50 shots and you only can get 2 to fall, what do you do, or what's the mindset with the team to not get discouraged, to just keep pounding away, and then eventually those will start falling?
Yeah, it's and they should have, some of them, right? There's just it's what happens too is you get later in the game and everything gets amplified. A puck comes over a stick and everyone's like, oh, the crowd gets into it, right? And but we just it's funny how it goes because again we have these games where you get 50 shots and you score 2 goals, and there's games where you get 25 and we score 9. So it all balances out at the end, and it's not from a lack of trying. Our guys try to score, and we went to the right areas, went to the hard areas, and credit. He played well tonight, just like our goalies this weekend played well, both of them. You don't have any questions today for me? Come on. You normally have a couple for me.
He's gearing up for Tuesday.
Yeah. Now he's on the spot. Put the camera on him. He's getting embarrassed now.
Coach, I just want to talk a little bit about the goaltenders there, rotating between Moore and Steinman between the last two series. Just curious your thoughts on the production you've seen out of them and what you've made of these the production, I guess, over these last two series.
Well, they've been really good. They've given us a chance to win. You know, if you look at, you know, since Cole played both games against Ohio State, you know, the tie down there and the win here, and then we went, you know, Ferris State Friday, Saturday, Lake State Friday, Saturday, and Steinman didn't win that game 1-0, but we didn't give him any help. You only let in one goal. You should probably get a win as a goalie, you know, off it. And you know what? I've liked how they've played. You know what's nice having right now, two of them, and I've said all along, Tyler Palmer's the number one goalie in this league too. You know, off it, and if you look at his numbers and what he is, I don't think there'd be too many teams that have three guys that, with their record and goals against and save percentage where they're at, but we're very fortunate to have a real healthy competition among those guys. And right now, you know, Cole was able to go out Friday, give his best effort in Notre Dame, help us secure a big tie, and played really solid. And what was nice is tonight, then Jacob Steinman could stay fresh and be ready to be able to come out tonight and play, you know, for him, like for us, and I think there's a benefit to that too. There's also a benefit to goalies getting in rhythms, you know, and playing, you know, off it. But I like where both of them are at right now, and anytime we've had any breakdowns, they've made some big saves for us, both of them.
Any more questions?
Oh yeah, we got one. He's back.
Yeah, Coach. You know, you come out of a weekend maybe where there's a sweep. You come out feeling good going into practice on Monday, I know, and Tuesday as well. This might be a better question for Tuesday, but do you feel like there's a you know, an emphasis coming out of a weekend where maybe you feel a bit disappointed coming out of a shootout loss today?
Yeah, it always feels that way, right? Like we said that last night, like the difference of two locker rooms. You go talk to our guys right now. Or you see them celebrate on the ice last night, and then you see Notre Dame celebrate tonight, you know, and it's silly. I say it all the time, like, the NCAA has to get rid of this. Like, what I don't understand the point of it. You know, like, if it's that, you know, big of a deal, then we got to put more emphasis, because it goes down as a tie, and from a national recognition in terms of the standings, we're just doing it, right? Which again, it's too bad, because sometimes if that's the case, there's just a really good hockey game where it's a tie. You know, both teams should have left this weekend. You know, like I said, you go to that locker room, like, it's quiet. Like, the guys feel terrible. You know, their heads down. I'm like, hey, there's nothing we can do. Like, you're trying to build them up a bit, right? But yeah, I don't know. We gotta look at this. Like, I know it's for the fans and all that, and trust me, it would have been awesome if we would have won tonight. I'd be telling you, let's keep it. You know, if we would have won tonight. But really, at the end of the day, if it doesn't mean anything, why do it? That's my thing. You know, like if you're out there and something happens to a goalie or a player or something, like, why? You'd feel pretty bad to me if I had that rule in and something happens to an athlete out there when it means absolutely zero. You know, so some I think that we need to look at and drop.
Jeremy, a big start to this game for you guys. Of course, getting the early goal. What was it like, just kind of taking in that atmosphere and then getting the early goal like that?
It was awesome. I mean, for every fan showing up tonight, we really thanked them, and it was our goal to have a good start, and to bury that one in the first period was huge for us.
Brayden, after they played a really great second period, you know, you get the chance on the power play there. What did you see there, just taking that shot and finding that goal very late in the second?
Yeah, our game plan was to move pucks around and get them out of spots, and I thought we did a good job on the power play tonight with that. And Lane just opened up for me in the middle, and Emmer had a good screen, and he got a piece of it, and it was a big goal for us.
Guys, don't know what your thoughts are. I mean, a tie, a 2-2, so you had a 3-3 tie and a 2-2 tie. What are kind of your main takeaways from this? Because you had a shootout win technically yesterday and a shootout loss today, but it really just goes as a tie. So how do you guys kind of process that as you go into a shootout situation like this?
I mean, we're happy with our weekend. I think we played we played some pretty good hockey against a Big Ten team, but we're not satisfied with the results. But I mean, when you get 50 shots on net, good things can happen. Tonight we didn't capitalize on our opportunities, but we're happy. But like I said, we're not satisfied.
Yeah, another massive crowd here at the Slater. What was it like playing in front of another sold-out barn tonight?
Yeah, it's amazing. All season long, the fans have brought it, and we really appreciate it. We got to do what we can on the ice to make them happy, and so they keep coming back. But tonight was unbelievable, and it's something I'll never forget.
4 weekends left of conference play and of the regular season. What are the goals and the vibe in the locker room with only 4 weeks left?
Oh, we're really excited. We always talk about the time glass. It's tipped over, and we need to keep adding sand to it just so it lasts longer. But next weekend, that's what we're looking forward to, and that's what we got our eyes on.
Just neck and neck right now with Michigan Tech and then St. Thomas in particular, who you're going to get on next weekend. Just how do you think like that series is going to go, and just what momentum do you want to carry into that series?
Yeah, obviously, I think even coming off this weekend for next weekend, we played pretty good. I thought as a team, a couple things to fix and look over. But St. Thomas is going to bring it, and we know it, and we got to be ready to go.
Any more questions?
Stats real quick. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, just talking a little bit with the defenseman for you, Crampton, a goal tonight, and then another point over there for McKinley. Both of you all finding the points. And this one, continuing a seasonal trend of the defenseman there getting on the board. I'm curious what you make of the offensive production your unit has been able to produce throughout these games so far.
Yeah, I thought our defense has been amazing this year. Kennedy's having a great year himself, and I couldn't be happier for him. But obviously the defensive side is our first look at what we want to do, and the offensive kind of comes with it. And if you do the right things in the D zone, pucks will come your way in the O zone, and you'll end up with points. But just doing the right things and making sure we stick to the details, and things will come our way.
You look at the play on home ice, 7 wins in 12 games. You've had some big crowds here recently. When you look at that throughout the course of the season, how advantageous is it to have that fan support and what you've made on the team's performances so far on home ice this season?
I think they bring the energy every night. It's different to play in a home game. For us, I think we have the best fans in the CCHA, so it's nice that they cheer for us. I wouldn't want to be another team in that building. So yeah, they bring the energy every night, and it's really nice for us.